be accused of wrongdoing in the report, how much does it gnaw at you for a guy like Brandon Ingram, who I understand was really your guy for the taking, to lose him, and your program wasn't accused of wrongdoing, and particularly to lose him so close down the road?
Yeah, well, I have to be very careful of what you're saying because the investigation is not over with yet. You have to be very careful of implying something, and I don't want to do that. I have nothing negative against the NCAA and the way they're conducting the program, except that I'd like it to be a lot faster, which like everybody else would. But if you look back and say, well, that cost us this or that cost us that, it does make you feel bad. It does make it feel unfair. And that's the reason I didn't use the word penalized, because we haven't been penalized, but our whole university has suffered. And I think that those are very much evident in our mindset and everything about what you suffer and the different ways you suffer when something like this is going on. There's no question it's been harmful.
Do you feel like the NCAA cloud is other challenges in perception when it comes to development or targeting one and done type kids or anything like that?
Who knows what it is? I mean, we have kids make. I've had a youngster that said, "Coach, I just don't know that I can play." And I said, "Well, why crap am I recruiting you? I think you can." And then we have other players who think they're too good to play the way we can. So there's no one answer. I do know that the recruiting part has been more difficult. I could say you guys, but I won't. The media promotes the idea of our guys staying more than anybody. Look into your own ACC handbook that was put out last year. Who was the one school that had lost more guys early in the NBA draft than anybody in the last 10 years? It was us. It wasn't even close. And you guys don't feel that way. But look last year. We had either 15 or 16, and I think some other school had 10. But it's promoted that, you go to North Carolina and Roy puts his handcuffs on you and stuff like that. But look it up. So we fight myths all the time. I asked some very knowledgeable high school coaches, high school prospects. Kentucky's lost more than anybody in the last 10 years. We've lost the second most. But they gave me, there's 347 or 351 Division I teams. Is that what it is, 351? And one kid gave me 349 names. But we're the second most. But it's promoted, whether it's by you as an individual, but it's promoted as a media that, North Carolina's guys stay around. Tyler Hansbrough stayed around. Marcus stayed around. We had Brandon Wright and Marvin Williams. I would recruit them today. If they told me they were going to be there 1 year, I'd be the happiest guy in the world to coach them for 1 year. What John is recruiting, what Mike has recruited, I tried to recruit those same guys. So you don't have any idea of what makes decisions. I know that because of the stuff that's been going on for the last 2.5 years, I know you suffered, but I'm not saying that's the only reason. But you go back and look, we had a pretty good run of top 25, or just use McDonald's team. We had a pretty good run of a lot of McDonald's All-Americans, and all of a sudden we don't. Maybe they think I got dumb a lot quicker. I can get done with the best of it. I don't know that it was that fast, but I don't think you can put it all on one thing. But there is, as I say, there is a myth out there. I guarantee you, all you guys were surprised by that. It's in our own ACC. Is it called the handbook? It's in our own ACC handbook. We're number 1. But you guys didn't even know that. See?
Cultural thing, if you will. With Drake, the Raptors, hanging out with Calipari and Shades, hanging out with LeBron, these guys. Do you feel like you have to compete with?
Hell, I hang out with Steve Kirshner. He's giving me a ride home today. Jesus, I don't know. Kids make decisions for unusual reasons, but I am old school. I am old-fashioned. But I don't think I'm that much different than a lot of other guys. And, if somebody tells me I have to hang out with somebody to be successful as a coach, I'd probably have a problem with that. And I happen to like Drake, and I happen to like LeBron, and, all those. I skipped music for a few years there because it was music that I didn't enjoy, but, That one got me. I got no. Hell, I know more professional golfers than all the other coaches in this league put together. Okay, so but maybe that doesn't have anything to do with recruits.
When you're recruiting kids, you look for a guy that might want to, embrace the college experience and stay longer than other players like Marcus, Bryce Johnson, John Henson stayed 3 years.
But again, go back. Did you think John Henson? I mean, Mark. Christ. Did you think Bryce was going to be a lottery pick? Right, then, it's got to be a two-way street, guys. I love it. I mean, he and I have a great relationship, but they weren't beating the doors down to try to talk you into going to the Marcus would have been a number one draft choice, but whether it's a culture or I recruit players, and I tell them this: while you are here, I want the University of North Carolina and our basketball team to be at least one of the most important things in the world to you. While you are here, Marvin Williams, you guys, I'd coach 1 million of him. I'd be the happiest guy in the world. In my opinion, and I don't know that it can be verified yet, I think Marvin Williams is the only one and done to ever go back and get his degree. And I'm proud of that. But, to think that it's something that that part of it just makes the whole deal. I say that we have got to be a bus stop. Okay? I've said that publicly between high school and NBA. But while you're at my bus stop, enjoy the crap out of it. And while you're there, work your butt off. And when it gets to be time for you to leave, I'm with you. I mean, I guess Reggie, people made it a big deal because I said I wasn't fully convinced that Reggie should go. Well, it's easy. If he was your son, you wouldn't want me to think that way because no one guaranteed that they would want to take him in the first round. I had the last 7 teams in the draft that year. There was only one that said we might take him. Well, I think that's stupid to go. I think it's a great thing to go. Marvin Williams didn't want to go. I said, son, you've got to go. You're going to be the first or second pick in the draft. Sean May said, he'll tell you this right now. Sean May said all year long, I'm not going. I'm going to come back. He calls me on Wednesday night after the national championship win on Monday night. We get back Tuesday night. I said, Coach, he said, do you think my stock can get any higher? And I said, no, you need to leave. So it's not like that I put handcuffs on them, and it's not like that I only want to recruit kids who don't ever want to be in the NBA. Again, John Calipari, I recruit all those kids. And if I present an image that you're not going to be successful here, that's up to that individual. Marcus Page, both parents educators, if he had, after his sophomore year, if he had said he wanted to leave, I'd have said, I'm with you. I'm with J.P. Tokoto came in and said, Coach, I just want to try it. And I said, okay. I don't think it's the smartest thing, but I said, okay, I'll support you. None of you guys have called him 5 straight nights. I have. He was cut 48 hours ago. And so that's not going to change the way I feel about him. But, if I have to change the sincere feeling that I have about what's right and wrong, then kids need to go somewhere else because I'm not changing that. As long as you were, I had one recruit that I said, you cannot lay around in the dorm, you got to go to class every day. I don't care if you go to the NBA at the end of your freshman year or not. But you have to go to class. And it has to be important to you while you're here. And that was the last conversation I ever had with him. And he's lived a great life, and so have I. And no, I'm not going to tell you who the hell it is.
Y'all get up and down the floor. Do you think you'll be phased at all by the 30-second shot clock?
I don't think 35 to 30 is a big. I shouldn't have probably said it, but I said it in the meeting in there. We've worked this year on a 15-second clock, because I want to play faster. And so I've never had a team that really wanted to run as fast as I wanted them to run, but we're trying to get to be more aggressive, attack more, and run more, and see what happens. But I don't think that'll affect us hardly at all.
You talked about, curious, you mentioned Bryce and Jonathan, not Bryce and Jonathan.
I called him 3 or 4 times.
Bryce and Mark have been here 4 years. I'm curious as to what, it seems like they are okay with kind of nipping at each other when they have to. What's their relationship like from your standpoint?
They've lived together for 4 years. They're the odd couple in some ways, but they really enjoy each other's company. I would live with them, and I have really nipped at them differently for 4 years. But great kids. Bryce has learned a great deal from Marcus, and Marcus has learned some things from Bryce as well, just as I have as well. But they've been a little bit of an odd couple.
Is there anything particular that you notice that they get on each other about? I'm curious. It seems like they just kind of, that they're like an old married couple, like you said.
Well, see, I don't see them getting on each other very often. I mean, they room together, so they're bound to enjoy each other's company enough, and they've requested each other every year. But Marcus always pushes Bryce to do more, and so do I. I haven't heard Bryce push Marcus to do more, that kind of thing. But I think it's, Marcus, Steve, a couple of weeks ago, Marcus's article in USA Today was one of the nicest articles I've ever read. He talked about the former players around, and I've got to enjoy this moment. I'm at a special place. Everyone in here would enjoy. I'd like to have 15 guys like that. But if you read the article, who was the most positive person about Marcus was Bryce. So it's been a good relationship.
Coach Larinaga said that with the shot clock change, that he thinks teams are going to play a lot more three-quarter court, press type stuff, because that way they use a little bit more time to get the ball up the court. You only have about 20, 21 seconds to run your offense. Do you see that, or do you see maybe any other changes?
I think you can do that two ways. One, you can three-quarter court press to be more aggressive to try to steal the ball, or you can be more three-quarter court just to try to slow the pace down. And I would think you'd probably see a little bit more of that. But again, I asked Tony, and we talked about it just a couple of seconds at lunch. I think they shot the ball a lot quicker than other people think they did. What hurt, or what was significant to me as a coach, is the other team had to take a lot more time to get a good shot against them because they were so good defensively. I'd like people to play us full court pressure all the time, because I think it just opens up the court, unless you're the kind that's just going to keep retreating, and if that's the case, we sort of try to attack it the same way.
Coach, you said before that you like being the favorite, or one of the preseason favorites. Being comfortable with this team, you're number one in the coaches poll, probably if you pick them.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with this team, and that doesn't bother me when that happens. I don't think it's, and some of you guys were around in 2009. I think at that time we were the first unanimous pick in the Associated Press poll to be number one. And I was asked, did that bother me? I said, no, we were really good. I don't think we're at that level yet, but the good news is we have the whole season to play, and we've got some really good parts, and hopefully we'll be one of those teams that will still be talked about at the end of the year that has a chance.